I lost my job at a haunted house for hurting someone, and I couldn't be happier. My manager called me into the office during my break on one of our busiest nights. He looked furious when he told me to sit down, his face red even in the harsh lighting. "What the hell were you thinking?" he shouted while slamming a piece of paper onto the desk in front of me. It was a legal letter from some law firm downtown, and my name was all over it. Some guy named Kevin was claiming I'd grabbed him by the throat during his walkthrough and slammed him against a wall in the vampire corridor. "I never touched him," I said immediately, my heart racing as I read through the allegations. "I stayed in character the whole time. I didn't even get within 3 feet of anyone." My manager shook his head and pointed at another page. "He has medical records showing whiplash and severe bruising. He's suing us for $50,000, and his lawyer is threatening to shut us down. You're done here. Pack your stuff and get out tonight." The next 2 weeks were absolute hell as my life began to fall apart. Kevin's lawyer sent another letter demanding $75,000 now because of ongoing medical complications that required physical therapy 3 times a week and psychological care because now he was claiming he had severe anxiety about enclosed spaces. My manager called me screaming about how the haunted house might have to close permanently if this lawsuit went through, and he made it clear he blamed me for destroying his family's business. The local Halloween Facebook group started sharing posts about the incident with my full name attached, warning people to avoid supporting anyone who would hire violent actors who attack innocent customers. My roommate started asking questions about whether I could still make rent. I spent hours every night going over that shift in my mind, trying to remember every single interaction, but I knew I hadn't touched him. 2 weeks after getting fired, I was sitting in my apartment staring at my empty bank account when my phone buzzed. It was a text from a friend of mine that worked at a haunted house in the neighboring town. There had been another assault at his haunted house, and the victim was Kevin. I drove to that haunted house immediately, my hands shaking on the steering wheel the entire way there. When I arrived, the parking lot was packed with police cars and an ambulance, their lights cutting through the fake fog machines still running outside the entrance. I walked up to the crowd of people standing around and heard Kevin's voice before I even saw him. He was sitting on a gurney wrapped in a silver emergency blanket, loudly telling his story to 2 police officers who were taking notes. "The werewolf actor grabbed me and threw me into the wall," Kevin said, his voice cracking with fake emotion. "I think my shoulder is dislocated, and my neck is killing me from the whiplash. This is the 2nd time this month I've been attacked at one of these places." One of the officers looked up from his notepad with obvious suspicion in his eyes. "Second time this month?" he asked slowly. Kevin seemed to realize his mistake, but kept going anyway. "Yeah, it happened at another one 2 weeks ago. These places hire psychos who take the scares too far. I have a lawyer already because of the first incident." The officer exchanged a glance with his partner, and I watched them both suddenly become way more interested in what Kevin was saying. They started asking detailed questions about the previous incident, about his injuries, about his medical treatment. Kevin's story kept changing slightly with each answer, small contradictions that the officers clearly noticed. Then the haunted house owner came outside holding a tablet. "Officers, you need to see this," she said while turning the screen toward them. "We have everything on camera. He walked through normally, no one touched him, and then he threw himself against the wall in the werewolf room when he thought no one was looking. We caught the whole thing in night vision. The police arrested Kevin right there for filing a false report and attempted fraud. His lawyer dropped him immediately once the video went public. I got my job back with an apology and back pay. Turns out Kevin had done this exact scam at 4 other haunted houses over the years. I asked if Kevin wanted to come back for a free visit once he got out of jail, but apparently he's terrified of haunted houses now."